Oh, we're live.
Hey, let me hide the Bud Light because we're not sponsored yet. What's good? What's good? It's been 2 weeks. Welcome back to the Sports Manor.
Welcome
How y'all
back.
doing?
Oh man, how you been, Kev? I feel like it's
Chilling,
been a
bro.
minute.
Straight chilling. It's been 2 weeks, man. A lot's happened since then. Been drinking, turning up.
I haven't. I've been going to church.
That's a lie.
I'm for real. I've been going to church. I told you that I've been going to church.
That's good for you. Good though.
Working on my tan, sitting outside watching the XFL.
You got your workout in today?
No.
Not at all.
I work and then I go to my other job and then I drive here and then I get to my third job.
You were really watching XFL games though?
Yeah, I like it. It's different.
Except Tampa sucks.
I know we suck.
What's new in Tampa?
Oh man, it's just something about football. We could play hockey, we could play baseball, but football is, I don't know.
Hey, we fit right in though, bro. They get hammered on after the game. I swear, it's crazy.
I saw that, man. But dang, I think my headphone went out.
What?
Yeah. Oh, I kind of hear it now. Hey. All right, that's better. Yeah.
There we go.
Cool.
Technical difficulties.
That part's getting cut out.
Nah, leave that shit in. Let's do it.
Yeah, you know what? Leave it in. So it's like, that's what she said. Hey, but man, yeah. Right. So real quick, I mean, I'm not gonna speak too long on it, but the XFL is kind of dope. I like it.
You do? I like some of the new rules they have. The kickoff rule, it's more safe.
I love that, and I just love how they've basically eliminated like kicking.
Yeah.
In general, like the field goals and extra points.
Going for 1, 2, or 3.
I like that. It's like kind of like flag football.
Defenders are pretty good with Cardell Jones. They've been balling out. I think they're 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. It's fun. I hope it doesn't fold because I mean, I just love football. So
yeah, we'll see. I mean, the CFL was actually complaining about it.
What, that it's during their time frame?
No, because some like the top CFL players, they're trying to leave and they're trying to go to the XFL. They want to be in America.
Well, yeah, it's their home.
So it's like competition for them now. It's kind of dope, actually. I think.
Man, what if the XFL starts snagging?
Bro, that would be
because they got the Toronto Raptors and then the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah.
They play in the MLB and NBA.
That would be dope. But I do like the rules, like you were saying. Like I hated kickoff when we played at Graceland in college.
That front line. That's why I was glad. Like I'm like kind of short. I'm kind of short.
Return too. It's impossible.
I would never have to play that front line in special teams.
It was a word. And then even kickoff, you have to run full speed, and then just ram into somebody full.
Horrible.
Player safety, right?
Horrible.
Player safety. But it's way it's doper. It's more fun to watch. I like the 1, 2, or 3. I think the NFL is gonna adopt some of the rules. I wonder if they scout the players from the XFL and they'll actually sign some of them.
I feel like the secondaries could play because if you think about it, there's like. Do you know how many corners are on a team? There's like the nickel, the starting 2, the nickel, the dime. There's 4. There's probably like 3 more in the practice squad.
Yeah.
So if you think like the starting cornerback in the XFL could go to the NFL and easily be practice squad.
Do they have contracts with they have contracts with the XFL, but if the NFL team tries to sign them, could they leave like mid-season?
Yeah, I think that's in their clause.
Okay, that's interesting. The quarterback play has been bad though. I'll say
it's been horrible. But
it's been trash.
The offense has been trash. Honestly, like what I was thinking lately is I was like, man, I'd bet the under for every game. Just because it's like a new league. These teams are just starting to play at each other. Yeah. The first week, all the unders hit. And I was like, wow.
Hey, way to make money right there.
I didn't bet on it. I was broke.
I like the 2 forward passes, though. Like, teams are getting pretty tricky with that.
Yeah.
It's kind of dope, man.
This last week, I was slacking. But this week, I'm going to the XFL game, the Vipers versus Houston.
It's in Tampa?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get a ticket. All right. Yeah. I'm not sitting with you though. But yeah, I mean, let's talk about the big boy football, the NFL. NFL free agency starts in about a month. Actually, it's a month exactly from yesterday. Mm-hmm. There's some big time free agents that they're gonna be playing for new teams. A couple I want to talk about. One, Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna re-sign with Seattle. I think he should. I think he wants to, but do they have the cap space to go get him? Because they don't really have much depth on that team. And I think Clowney's going to walk. I think Clowney's going to end up playing for, a different team this year.
Oh, no. He's going to chase the money. I mean, I would.
I think he's chasing the ring, too.
It's just hard to do both.
Well, that's the thing. He was going to get traded to Miami. He said, if you trade me to Miami, I'm not going because he wants a ring. He wants to play for a playoff team.
Yeah.
I can't think of a better team than Seattle for him personally, but I mean, maybe.
Of course, that's a playoff team for sure, especially with the new playoff system. Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll get into that, but
somebody today, I forgot who it was. They were talking about the Giants, and I was like, why would he go there? I mean, they do have the space for him, but there's a couple other players too. Matt Judon, he's been linked to Arizona.
Oh, the linebacker from Baltimore.
They do need an outside linebacker. They need a pass rush. So I saw Matt Judon was linked to them, and another guy's HaHa Clinton Dix. So he might be actually leaving the Bears
Already?
due to cap space. So it's 4th team in 4 years, and he was linked to Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
So Detroit does need to sign a big-time player. They have Darius Slay on the trade block right now. So he's played for Green Bay, Chicago, and now to be Detroit. 3 teams in the same division, which is kind of unique. You don't hear about that too often. You know, it's kind of dope.
Dang. I swear he's always bouncing around from team to team.
Yeah, and then another guy, Byron Jones. Byron Jones from Dallas. So they still have to sign Dak Prescott. They have to sign Amari Cooper. Byron Jones is going to end up being a free agent. He's been linked to a couple different teams like the Texans.
I wouldn't wait. I don't think he's really that good.
Byron Jones?
Yeah.
He's a Pro Bowl player, though.
Yeah, a Pro Bowl. I don't consider that being anything with any percentage of fan vote. Yeah. I really don't. Me personally, I don't really count it.
I don't think any corner besides maybe the top 3 or 4, I might be even pushing it with 4 is worth that kind of money that he's trying to look for. But teams out there like Philadelphia, they're desperate right now. They need corners so bad.
Oh, they need corners and receivers. But let's go back to Jadeveon Clowney.
Okay.
A team that already has a nice defense with the 4th most cap space, the Buffalo Bills.
And yeah, I actually do see them going after him too.
They could beef up that defense. It's already, I think, a top 5.
Yeah, it is.
They are. I want to say 4.
And I want to talk about Buffalo too, because I think that's my surprise team for next year. I think they take the next step, and they actually, especially with the new playoff rule they're going to implement, which we'll talk about in a second.
Because other than that, I can't see them really, where they have to go with it. They've got a solid young running back in Singletary.
Yeah.
Josh Allen.
Yeah.
The O-line's good, solid, and the receivers, draft one.
Well, that's the thing. They have a ton of cap space because they don't have a quarterback that's under a big-time contract, and they don't have many skill players, no skill players really, that are under a big-time contract. So they have room to play with on the defense. The defense is already top defense in the league.
Yeah.
But I was looking at it. When you're playing teams like Kansas City in the playoffs, you're playing teams, you got Brady in the division, you're playing Baltimore twice a year. You have to make sure your defense is going to be up to par. Now, you have to have a pass rush, and you have to have DBs that can cover. So everybody in the AFC should be going over or after Clowney. If they have the space, I don't know. Buffalo surely does.
Yeah, because DB's best friend is a pass rush.
Exactly, and vice versa. So, but yeah, Matt Judon. There's a couple other big-time players, but they're not really free agents. Of course, we have the quarterbacks, Brady, Phillip Rivers. I do want to talk about that later. But the trade block as well is pretty big this year. There's a lot of players that are going to be moving around.
Yeah, this offseason is going to be crazy.
It really is. It's like Madden fantasy draft kind of.
Yeah,
I swear.
I saw you wrote down Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, so Le'Veon Bell, he's a guy that they don't want to bring him back, is what they're talking about.
Sources.
He lost his explosiveness, put on a couple pounds. Adam Gase never wanted him to begin with. They didn't want to pay him that kind of money. Le'Veon Bell.
I would never pay a running back that money.
I wouldn't either. Le'Veon Bell, there's a couple teams, and especially there's big running backs coming out of the draft this year that you can sign.
Yeah.
But Le'Veon Bell, I've actually seen that he's been talking to Mike Tomlin, so he might have a reunion with Pittsburgh. Don't know why. They have James Conner over there.
They also have they have a -2 million cap space. How will they afford it?
Exactly.
They're gonna have to move. They're gonna have to move people around.
Well, they're moving Bud Dupree.
Yeah.
Bud Dupree's gonna be gone. Their first round draft pick from 4 or 5 years ago. But that defense is good. They do need, and I got an idea for them what they should do this draft class, but they do need to pick up that offense a little bit. Le'Veon Bell, I don't think is what they should bring in, though. I think they need weapons on the outside. They don't really need.
Yeah, I don't think Juju's a number 1 in my eyes.
Yeah, but another team that Le'Veon Bell's been linked to is the Miami Dolphins. They do need a running back. A lot of teams think they're going to draft one this year, but Le'Veon Bell wouldn't be bad to bring in some veteran experience. Todd Gurley,
It wouldn't be. They've got 93 million cap space. They're number 1.
They can do whatever they want.
They really can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a new franchise over there.
Yeah, and Le'Veon Bell, he's not the biggest person on the trade block right now. For me, it's Darius Slay out of Detroit. I think Darius Slay is one of the top 2 or 3 corners in the league.
Yeah, but could you? Why would they even want to trade him?
I really don't know.
Just pay the guy. He's a top corner.
Well, the lines are all over the place. They're saying they're in the win now mode, and then they're trying to get rid of their best player. Matt Stafford too. He's another one that they were trying to.
That's the rumors
about.
Yeah, so I don't know who's starting these rumors, but I don't like them.
So they're not in win now mode. But Darius Slay, I do think he's going to be gone. Just off his tweets, I saw him tweeting saying, "Hey, he was the number 1 ranked cornerback since 2017 in pass breakups, and he said he feels disrespected by Detroit." couple teams
for real, because they have not paid him yet
at all. And there's a couple teams that are linked to him and they're going after him. One being Philadelphia, who, like we said, with Byron Jones, they do need a corner. Another one is Houston. Houston wants a corner really bad.
They've got the cap space.
And they play Kansas City twice a year. They need one. It would be a no-brainer for them. Patrick Peterson might re-sign with the Cardinals, so he's going to be off the trade blocks as well. So Darius Slay is the guy to go after. He really is.
I agree. I could Houston, or hey, why not the Dolphins?
Yeah.
Why not the Dolphins? They've got so much money just to play around with.
They got the draft picks too. They got everything.
Would you trade Darius? Honestly, okay, no, I wouldn't. But if you were to trade Darius, what a first round pick? What would you want?
That's what I'd be. Well, of course, that's what I'd be asking for.
Yeah, and the Dolphins got $3 and $93 million.
I did tweet this. I said the Dolphins should trade for Darius Slay.
Yeah,
I go back on what I said. The only reason why is they're playing in a division where there's no weapons on the other team. For example, New England, outside threats. I'm not worried about anybody.
Yeah.
New York, they have Robbie Anderson, who he's on the trade block. Not worried about anybody. And Buffalo has no receivers either. So I don't want to waste the money on a corner. I'd rather build a front seven and go that route if I was Miami. I'd also want to waste a little bit of money on that offensive line, who they're going to definitely need help after they traded Laramie Tunsil. And I'd use draft picks on the skill players for the offense. Start young, start from scratch. But use that cap space on the defense and give Brian Flores something to work with. He's a great coordinator. He's a head coach, but he's a great defensive-minded coach. Came from New England, was their defensive coordinator. I think if you give them a couple players to play with, they can have a really, really, really quick turnaround.
I can see that. But I also see what if you know how the Rams they paired up what's his name? Aqib Talib
and Marcus Peters.
I mean, the Bills, $83 million cap space.
Tre'Davious White and Darius Slay.
That'd be nasty. And like you said, they don't have that many deep threats in their division, but when they make the playoffs, they're going to have to play the Chiefs.
Exactly, yeah.
They're going to have to play the Ravens, and they're going to have to play Houston and DeAndre Hopkins.
I'm telling you, the Bills are built to win right now. And then if they bring in two players like that, I really do think, and it's crazy to say, they can make it to an AFC championship game, possibly a Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes is going to be tough to beat. That's a track team over there.
Of course, yeah.
But the Bills, I love Sean McDermott. He's a great coach, and I really do think they can compete. They have to get another weapon for Josh Allen though, but they can do that in the draft.
There's so many receivers in this draft. I would not. Maybe I would reach for Amari Cooper, but other than that, no. I'm picking a young guy, and I don't have to spend a lot of money.
Well, let's talk about Amari Cooper. He's been linked to the Redskins and signing back to Dallas. I think he comes back to Dallas, to be honest. This class, man, in the last 3 or 4 years, there's been 15 receivers on average that have been picked in the top 3 rounds. This year, they think it's going to be anywhere from 22 to 25 receivers.
I saw that. That's insane.
That's insane. I'm not going to spend money on a receiver. I'm just
I wouldn't. And I wouldn't even draft one high. I mean, there could be some teams like, all right, if the Bills, like we keep talking about them, their only weak spot is really outside. So if they, drafted Jerry Jeudy or CeeDee Lamb in the first round, I could see that happening. But I would not take one in the top 10.
I agree with you. Our minds think the exact same, but I do think there's a team out there that's going to surprise a lot of people come draft day, and I think one of those receivers are going to go top 5. And I know exactly who. We'll get into that later.
Is it okay later? I was gonna say. Later, I could see it happening, but all right. I'll say my team because they're desperate for receivers.
Yeah.
Is it the Eagles?
It's I'll talk
because them boys are out there hurting for receivers.
Moving on to another receiver, Stephon Diggs decided he wanted to delete all his Instagram, social media tweets, everything that had to do with Minnesota.
Why do they do that? That is just so childish. That's something like high schoolers would do when they decommit.
Yeah, when girlfriend breaks up with them or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
But so Minnesota came out. They said, "Hey, he's not on the trade block. We're gonna keep him. He's coming back to us. We want him."
He's not a number 1 receiver.
And they've been dealing with this for a year and a half now.
Stephon Diggs is not a number 1 receiver. No. You saw how the numbers he was putting up with Thielen were way better without Thielen.
Now, this is the thing, too. I did see Stephon Diggs. There was only one game last year where he was targeted more than 10 times. In that game, he had 3 touchdowns and over 170 yards. The kid can ball. I think he feels disrespected in Minnesota. And he knows exactly where he's going to go. I think he lands in New England, and that's why he's doing this. He's trying to force his way out of Minnesota and end up on New England and be that guy.
I wouldn't. If I'm New England, I wouldn't waste my time with him.
If I'm New England, I'm signing everybody I can this year. You have 1 or 2 years left with Brady. If Brady decides he wants to come back, which I think he does, but you have to get him some weapons. And I think if I was them, I'm literally spending every penny I have on tight ends, receivers, offensive line. I'm loading Brady up and letting him go out there and win.
Yeah, this is his last hurrah, but I don't see Stephon Diggs being the guy.
No?
No. I don't see him being the guy.
Name one receiver on the roster that's better than him.
I would take Edelman.
That's wild.
I would take Edelman over Stephon Diggs.
That's insane.
He's more clutch.
Edelman's getting older now too, man.
He knows the offense already.
Edelman had led the league in drop passes last year. Edelman didn't do nothing last year, to be honest with you. And Edelman's a slot receiver. That's not going to get it done. You have to have the outside threat to open up that slot.
They need a tight end.
Bring that in. They do.
They need the tight end.
And there's no tight ends in this draft class, so they better go sign somebody like...
Yeah, I know you keep saying Hunter Henry and
Austin Hooper.
They got to make a trade then because those guys aren't free agents.
They're going to be free agents, actually.
Oh,
Hunter
they
Henry
are?
And
well,
Austin
if they don't
Hooper
re-sign...
Yeah, I don't think Austin Hooper resigns. I think he's definitely out of Atlanta.
Why? He was
because Matt Ryan's old as hell, and he's gonna be done.
Tom
soon.
Brady's old as hell, but it's Tom Brady.
Who would you rather play with, Brady or Matt Ryan?
I'd rather play with the Patriots.
Conversation over.
I'd rather play with the Patriots and Belichick.
Another guy that New England could bring in too is Jason Witten. Wants to come back, but he might not want to.
No, hell no.
He's not going to be the guy, but he can be a good person to throw in there on third down in the red zone as well, just to throw off.
He needs to go back to Monday Night Football. He's old as hell.
He needs to. This is the thing. If he goes to New England, I give him 15 to 20 snaps a game, and that's it. 15 to 20 snaps.
I just feel like if you're giving him 15 to 20 snaps, there's no point of even signing the guy.
Sign him for like a veteran's minimum?
I wouldn't want to do that. I just feel like it'd be a waste of time and it'd definitely be a waste of IR spot because his old ass is going to get hurt.
Well, I want to talk about
He's playing with like new young guys that are out here running these linebackers that are, look at
what you mean.
Devin White.
So who would you want New England to bring in then? If it's not Stephon Diggs, there's nobody else really out there.
That's what I'm saying. I would rather have who they have now, Ben Watson. But I mean, what's the difference?
But
they already got one old guy. Why bring in two?
Have some depth too. This is the thing. New England, they wasted a first-round pick on N'Keal Harry. I know it's only been a year, and I know you want to give him time and stuff like that, but the dude is not going to make the cut, I don't think. He gets no separation from these DBs at all.
Yeah, because he's still learning.
And he's just a bust, in my opinion. Because a lot of the receivers stepped in this year, and they balled out their first year, and it's been, Odell Beckham, Mike Evans, all these receivers that went first round, they ball out as soon as they get to the league. This guy's taking them way too long.
It's 1 year.
It's a different football. 1 year is too much if you're a receiver. There's high school or college receivers that are balling out in college. They come to the NFL and they make an impact right away, immediately.
Well, who's a rookie wide receiver this year? AJ Brown.
AJ Brown had a great season for Tennessee.
Who else?
There's DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf had a great season as well. You know what I'm saying? And then this year, a year from now, when we're sitting here talking about receivers, CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, T. Higgins, all these guys coming out, Henry Ruggs, Devontae Smith. There's so many receivers coming out. The dude from Colorado, I don't know how to pronounce his name. There's so many receivers coming out. They're going to make immediate impacts. Move on from N'Keal Harry, but I wouldn't want to waste another first-round pick on a receiver. You have to go out in the free agency and grab one.
Well, I just feel like none of these tight ends are guaranteed to be free agents because Austin Hooper is just, if he decides to not re-sign, they could tag him.
Let me ask, who would want to re-sign to Atlanta besides Julio Jones?
I mean, Austin Hooper had a great year.
He did. That's what I'm saying. He should not be playing. Okay, the Atlanta Falcons, they started off, 1-6, 1-7, and then they had a great, run to the season,
6-game stretch.
But Atlanta Falcons, what have they done? Ever since they had Tony Gonzalez on their team, they barely make the playoffs. If they do, they don't do anything in the playoffs. Austin Hooper's a good talent. He could go to a team like New England, pull something like Greg Olsen. Greg Olsen left Carolina. He just signed to Seattle. New England should have jumped on that. That's like Jason Witten, though. It's the same thing.
No,
Greg
Olsen's
not going to be playing.
I think 30.
Yeah, but Greg Olsen's older, man. He's close to retirement. He's not going to be playing the whole game.
Witten is bald. It's not by choice.
I hear you. That's funny. Other trade block, Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Right, Cam Newton, he's not going to be coming back to Carolina.
That's what I'm saying. I really don't want to talk about Cam Newton until he's fully healthy because in my eyes, I feel like an unhealthy Cam Newton is trash. Healthy Cam Newton, I don't even think he could still run because what Carolina did to him. But it's crazy because preseason last year, their first preseason game, they said, oh, Cam Newton's going to get the start tonight. His shoulder's fine from the year before. Yeah. And I tweeted, I said, you're really going to play your quarterback who's been on the same offense with the same team for 8 years in a preseason game. Why? Yeah. The dude knows 8 years. He's a veteran, and you're going to play him in preseason?
Yeah.
Goes out there and hurts his foot.
Well, Cam's linked to the Chargers right now. I really do think he's going to end up being
A Charger?
Los Angeles Charger, yeah.
I could see him. I mean, really, a Bear, a Charger,
Yeah.
a Vegas.
There's a couple different teams. Vegas. I think John Gruden's going to go a different route this year. I think he's
Than
going to
Carr.
go get his guy.
That's what I've been telling people too. I don't think Carr is his guy.
He's not. I think Carr is actually going to end up in Miami or Washington.
Yeah, I could see Miami taking a quarterback, but also drafting one high with their fifth overall, because the Giants are fourth.
Overall.
Yeah, so they're fifth.
Yeah.
I could see them taking a quarterback and signing one, because hell, when you got 93 million cap space, why not?
Well, the thing is too, the one that I want to talk about the draft later, but Tua's hurt, so whatever team ends up getting Tua, he's probably not going to be the starter the first year.
Yeah,
he's going to sit a year, so you're going to have to get a guy.
Mhm.
Miami did come out and say they're bringing back Josh Rosen next year.
That's smart. That is the smartest move.
I don't know if they look at Josh Rosen like we do, because we feel like he hasn't had a shot yet, but
Yeah.
Miami might look at him as a
big Josh Rosen guys on this podcast. We love Josh Rosen.
But Miami might look at him as, hey, he's our third string. He's our second string even. They might not look at him as getting a shot.
Mhm.
So that's why they're probably bringing him back. But yeah, man. Now this guy that I want to talk about now, he's not on the trade block and he's not a free agent.
Mhm.
Well, he is a free agent, but terrible year, probably the worst year that anybody's had in the NFL. But I was looking at stats today, and this guy had 25 touchdowns since 2017. And
my god,
he missed the whole season. So you were saying Stephon Diggs is not the guy. I think New England should bring back Antonio Brown.
He can't even play though.
Have they even settled everything?
No, so he really can't even. He could. I think the rule is he could sign with the team. He just can't play until he's off that list, the commissioner's exempt list.
But if I'm New England, I'm trying to do everything I can do to win the Super Bowl this
year.
And
let's be real, it's the NFL. They win at any cost. So honestly, as soon as he's cleared, teams are about to be rushing his ass into train. Like, hey, Antonio, come work with us.
I think he would want to sign to New England. That's the thing too. I think he's tweeted before and talked about it that he wants to go back.
Yeah, I'm sure New England would love to have him.
Yeah,
because as soon as everything clears up, if he is found innocent on whatever he does or whatever he was doing,
the problem is he's had like 3 more arrests since the first one. Dumbass.
Yeah, he's an idiot, and now I think he's boxing one of the Paul brothers.
And he just released the worst song ever. It's called Andrew Luck.
What?
Yeah, he just released a new song. It was trash.
Oh my gosh.
Worst song ever.
Anyway, yeah, so honestly, if everything's cleared, teams would be flying him across the country to come work out for them and give him some teams would probably sign him on the spot.
Yeah.
But, that's how the NFL is. But if he is guilty, then
but there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of talent out there like Antonio Brown looking for new teams this year, with whether it's a trade block, free agency. Team needs, though, like we said, I think anybody in the AFC, they have to go spend money on defense, because you have to. If I'm a GM, I'm looking at the playoffs of the previous year, and I'm looking at the teams that made it to the conference championship and saying, what do I have to do to beat them?
Yeah.
Right. And we're looking at a team like Kansas City where you have to have a defense to shut them down. You have to. As well as on offense, it's a copycat league. I'm trying to copy them on offense and see.
Because I think the offenses in the AFC are faster than the NFC.
It's a track team, and NFC is more.
I would
look at the 49ers, ground and pound,
Seattle, pocket quarterbacks. I think Russell Wilson's the only mobile one.
Yeah. And then Aaron Rodgers is a guy that airs it out as well. But
he sits in the pocket, airs it out. I mean, he can get mobile. Not like he used to be. He's old. But then you got Jimmy Garoppolo. They're a run-first team.
Yeah.
He sits in the pocket. Kirk Cousins sits in the pocket.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray runs around, but, we're still waiting on their team.
Well, see, that's okay.
Golf, but that's the Rams.
So Kyler Murray and the Cardinals, I think they're going to have a big offseason as well, because they have cap space to play with.
Those guys got a blessing with this playoff system.
Yes, and I think they're going to be a team to watch out for. Washington Redskins as well. With Ron Rivera, they're going to be a team to watch out for. They're going to make a lot of roster moves this offseason.
Yeah.
Especially they have the number 2 overall pick, so they have a lot they can do. And then the AFC, like I said before, Buffalo Bills. But let's talk about this new playoff system. Teams like that, teams like Arizona, teams like Washington, teams like Buffalo, they're going to have a good chance to.
I think that the teams that like I just said, the Cardinals will benefit a lot, because now it's not off the division.
So yeah, explain it to the people. How's it going to work exactly? Is it still there's still division winners and then 3 wild card teams, or how does it work? Do you know?
I thought you knew.
Yeah. So I think I do know. I thought you knew as well.
I was at work all day when it came out, and I was trying to read it in the car, but I didn't want to text.
Basically, this is what they're doing. They're having a meeting tomorrow on Thursday. All right, and they're going to talk about the new playoff rule, which they talked about last year. They just didn't implement it. But if it does become implemented, it's going to start this year. There's going to be one winner for each conference. Number 1 seed gets a bye. Then there's going to be 6 other teams. There's going to be the other 3 division winners and 3 wild card teams. Those 6 teams will play a wild card round. And then there's going to be 4 teams left after that. And they basically just start the playoffs from there. Now, the nice thing is that a 7th team on each conference is going to be able to make the playoffs. So basically one more team.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be more competitive because teams are going to be fighting for that number 1 seed. Teams are not going to bench their players week 17 because they're going to have something to play for if they're trying to get that number 1 seed. So that's going to be big time as well.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm kind of interested in is it basically like 2 bye weeks for that number 1 team, because now they're going to play potentially a team that's like a 7th seed in the conference.
That's okay. That's what it looks like. But if you think about it, if that, let's say the 7 team does win, that's no slouch team.
Yeah, and it's also going to benefit teams like Atlanta this year, where Atlanta went on that streak and they won the last 7. If they could sneak into the playoffs on a hot streak
and do damage,
you never know what can happen. I think it's going to be very interesting.
I think I like it a lot.
I really do. It's a little bit different. One of the problems is they're talking about extending the season to a 17-game season, so they're going to add a game as well because of tiebreakers and so on and so on.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that. I do like the playoff scheme, but also why fix something that's not broken?
Yeah, because they already have a tiebreaker in place.
Exactly.
Strength of schedule.
And the players, like, they keep trying to promote player safety, and you're going to add a game.
They don't care about the player safety.
At
That's
all.
just a
I think
front.
it's
a joke. They don't care because they would have got rid of kickoff a while ago.
No, my biggest thing is the records as well.
Yeah.
Let's say next year there is 17 games, and Drew Brees throws for,
50, you'll see
yards.
a 6,000-yard passer.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to mess with the records.
Oh, because, Jameis would easily throw for 6,000 in a 17-game season.
Why fix something that's not broke? I think they should leave it the same.
Yeah.
Leave the playoff structure the same as well. I see why they want to do it. I think it's going to happen as well. They wouldn't be talking about it again if they weren't going to do it.
No, I would like to see them change the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
Because teams in that tough division that like the Cardinals, I just keep using them for example because that's a tough division to play in.
Yeah.
And like, let's say they go 8-8, but they've beat they split with the Seahawks and the 49ers.
Yeah.
And they are the ones that get left out. But then it's like if they get in, then it's like, okay, here's your shot.
Now what's interesting is that there's been years where 3 teams from the same division have made it to the playoffs. What if the whole division makes it to the playoffs? That'd be nuts.
All 4 teams get in there?
That would be insane.
That's a power move.
Is that even possible? So 7 teams.
I'm not going to calculate the math.
4 division winners.
Yeah.
And then 1 division, the other 3 teams would be the wild card. It's very possible.
Yeah, but the way they play each other, I guess.
If they add a game, if they add that
17th
game.
True. Honestly, it'd be crazy. I'm excited. This is going to be this offseason is pretty dope.
It really is.
And it's just getting started.
There's a lot going on. I wonder if they're going to, like we talked about to start the show, are they going to take some of those XFL rules and apply them this year? Or would they wait another year or 2? But I do think they're going to steal that kickoff idea for sure, 100%.
Yeah, I think it's dope. Tyreek Hill tweeted, wait, they can't move until I touch the ball? Crib call.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I swear. All right, so we talked about the trade blocks and free agency. I do want to talk about the draft for a little bit, if that's cool. All right. Yeah, so that's enough about the free agency and trade block. There's a bunch of big time players out there, but I do want to talk about the draft because there's a lot of talent this year. I don't remember a year where there's been this much talent in one draft. I do want to talk about the top 10, if that's cool.
Go ahead.
All right. So I've been looking at the mock drafts, and I told myself I wasn't, because every year they're 110% wrong. They completely don't know where anybody's going to go. They're just making stuff up. Everybody follows each other.
We do, though.
And we do.
I know.
I know, too.
But, you know where the Bengals are going?
I honestly think they're going to go Joe Burrow because they don't want to make a mistake, but they should not.
What?
I don't think they should.
Why?
I don't think they should.
Why not?
Okay.
They need a quarterback. They're desperate for one.
I think they get a quarterback, or I think they should get a quarterback. I just don't think Joe Burrow is their guy.
Joe Burrow's the best quarterback in the draft. You said, I saw you on Twitter say a healthy Tua would be number 1.
You want me to start this off?
Keep it real, yeah.
Keep it real with the people. Look, okay, so I watched 4 LSU games. I watched the big time games. I watched Texas. I watched the national championship. I watched the semifinals, and I watched them play Florida. Right. I watched Tua play 4 early games on in the season. All right. And I understand why Cincinnati's going to go Joe Burrow. They don't want to make a mistake. Everybody thinks they're going to go Joe Burrow. Everybody wants them to go Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow was one of the best college football players ever. I loved watching him play. I'm a big Joe Burrow fan.
Well, what's the problem?
I don't think he's the best quarterback in the draft. I really don't. He had a great season. He did. He had a great season.
Yeah.
But like we said,
one of the best seasons ever.
This is a copycat league. And Joe Burrow, when I look at him and I look at his play style, he gets the ball out quick, but he doesn't have the arm strength to push the ball downfield. He's not making spectacular plays. He had great receivers. He had a great offensive coordinator.
Wait, what? What do you mean he's not making spectacular plays? Did you not watch?
He's getting the ball out on time and throwing it to receivers that are all going to be drafted within the first 3 rounds as well. He has a running back.
Wait, so you think that it's the team and not Joe Burrow?
The whole team, the roster, the whole offense, the whole roster was amazing. Joe Burrow did his part, trust me. And Joe Burrow made everybody better and made everybody look good. He's a leader. I would love to have him on my team, but I think there's a guy better than him. I think if Tua didn't hurt his hip, Tua would be the best quarterback in his draft class. Preseason, everybody said Miami should do what? Tank for Tua. Tank for Tua. He's been the best quarterback, and he's been the projected #1 overall pick for the last 3 seasons. And then he hurts his hip at the wrong time, and he falls down the draft board because Joe Burrow has one good season. Who says Joe Burrow is going to do that in the NFL, first off? Tua, he looks like a Russell Wilson to me. He looks like a guy that he can move in the pocket. He can get the ball downfield. He makes all the throws. He had a great roster around him as well, great coaching. But when's the last Alabama quarterback been picked in the first 3 rounds? Who, A.J. McCarron? No, Tua outshined all of them. I think Tua's a guy that can step up and lead a team to a Super Bowl one year.
Man, let me tell you why Tua won't. And it's only one reason. He's left-handed.
And?
Left-handed quarterbacks don't make it in the NFL. Is he going to be the first?
This is the first time for everything.
No, and plus also, if you put Joe Burrow in that Alabama offense, they win the national title too. It's not like that Alabama's a slouch team. Like he didn't have like Tua and them were playing in the same type of offense. They got the same exact wide receiver talent.
What happened at Ohio State? How come Joe Burrow didn't beat Dwayne Haskins for the starting spot? Joe Burrow had one good season.
Dwayne Haskins is a good quarterback.
He is, but what'd he do in the NFL so far? And I know
we don't know yet. I told you, he's in the worst position for a quarterback.
Joe Burrow,
so that doesn't count.
Joe Burrow had one good season, and everybody's on his dick. I think Tua is going to be the better quarterback this year.
I disagree. Joe Burrow the ball placement is incredible. He hits it in the spots all the time. It's always perfect.
I don't want to bash him. I think he's great too.
He's
I just
the
think
best
Tua
one.
is better.
I disagree.
I think Tua has better arm strength.
I would rather say that Tua was more in a system. I feel like
Tua's made all the reads.
Tua was in a Jerry Jeudy system. That system was built around Jerry Jeudy.
Man,
they had specific plays just for Jerry Jeudy.
Joe Burrow had Jamar Chase.
Okay, and
what's his name? Justin Jefferson.
Okay, Henry Ruggs too. Like they weren't talking about like all 4 of those receivers are gonna go first round.
Joe Burrow and Tua are always gonna be tied to each other as well. It's kind of like Julio Jones and AJ Green. It's kind of like Brady and Manning. They're gonna be tied to each other.
You forgot one more. Jameis and Mariota. Okay, but no.
10 years down the road. 10 years down the road. I think Tua has the better career.
I disagree. Also, I feel like it depends on the system too.
It always does, of course.
But Joe Burrow, I feel like his ball placement is better, and he does have the arm strength. I don't get it. Like the play where he's running around in the Sugar Bowl. Yeah. No, not the Sugar Bowl. The SEC championship game when he's running around buying time. And he launches it deep to...
Yeah, because his offensive line gives him 20 seconds in the pocket.
Yeah, he's got a great offensive line.
He could stand there all day and throw the ball.
Okay, so what happens when they put in a good offensive line?
His offensive coordinator just got the job with Carolina Panthers. Like, he had everything he needed there. He had everything he needed. I actually think you could have put Justin Herbert in that system. Justin Herbert would have had just as good of a year.
I don't know about that one.
Joe Burrow he did everything he did was special. I wanted him to win the national championship. I'm a huge fan. Like I said, I don't want to knock him. But I feel like other players in his position would have had just as good of a season.
No. So now you're making it seem like it's more the system than Joe.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Because he's still the one that has to throw the ball. He's still the one putting the ball on the money.
I mean,
he does have the arm strength. We saw it. He was launching it all over the field against Oklahoma.
I mean, I guess we'll find out soon, right? He's going to go #1.
He's going to be in an offense with weapons.
If AJ Green comes back, but he'll have Tyler Boyd, have Joe Mixon. He will.
Yeah.
That O-line's kind of weak.
The O-line will get better.
I hope so, because I want him to do good. Like I said, I do want him to do good. I just feel like Tua is going to be the better pick in the long run. I think he's like a Russell Wilson. He's like a Russell Wilson. He's a guy that you can put no talent around him, and he's gonna make him look good. He's gonna make plays. He's mobile, and I'm trying to. It's
Joe Burrow could run too. You're making it seem like Tua's over there. Tua can't run like what Russell Wilson.
But Tua's nice.
He can't run like Russell Wilson.
Nice.
Russell Wilson is.
Russell Wilson's more mobile, but Tua could get out of the pocket like that and make those throws, just like Russell Wilson.
I won't compare him to Russell Wilson.
I hope Tua doesn't go to Miami. I'm hoping he falls with Detroit. I think Detroit could make a shocker pick, and they can actually pick Tua, and he has weapons like Kenny Golladay, Marvin Jones. I think Tua is going to sit a year, and then he's going to tear the NFL apart. I think everybody's going to regret not taking a number 1 overall and not trading up to get him. I really do.
Well, if I'm a GM, I'm gonna sit a quarterback anyway. I'm not gonna throw him into the fire. Well, Joe Burrow, if you already have weapons, like all right, Joe Burrow, they've got weapons.
Yeah.
And he's already 23. Tua's still young.
Yeah.
I think he's 21.
I'm not sure. I know Joe Burrow's older than Kyler Murray, like by 8 months, and he's older than Lamar Jackson by a year.
Yeah. But because I don't like, how I feel about throwing a quarterback into the fire. It don't work.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. So I do want to talk about that. So I think there's 2 more quarterbacks that are going to go in the first round.
Yeah.
Jacob Eason, I don't think he does. I think he's going to be a bust, actually.
You were just telling me yesterday that you're so high on this guy.
I'm high on Jordan Love. Jacob Eason.
Yeah, me too. I think all these quarterbacks are ballers. I got so many notes on Eason.
Yeah, I swear. So I watched a couple of his games, and he has great arm strength. I'm just not too sure about him. The guy I do like is Jordan Love. All right, I think Jordan Love is going to be a guy that if he gets in the right system, he's going to be a baller as well. He's mobile.
No, I watched a lot of film on Jordan Love. I watched every game, but the ones that I watched every game. The ones I loved, though, I wrote down. That's how I separated it because I watched every game of this man's last season at Utah State, LSU or not LSU, Nevada, Fresno State. Yeah, and LSU. He did play against LSU. Yeah. And he did great against LSU.
Well, that's the thing, too. Jordan Love, he didn't have a great year last year, but the year before that, he had 32 touchdowns and 6 picks. He lost 9 of 11 starters in the offense when he came back. So he didn't have anything around him to really work with. If I'm a team that picks him up, I'll let him sit for a year, and then just like Mahomes, I'll throw him in there, and I think he's going to be a stud. I think he's going to be a sleeper pick.
For sure.
I think he should go top 10. Will he? No. He's probably going to fall towards the later end of the first round, I believe. But a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers, if they can find a way to get a first-round pick, trade up, do something, I feel like he can be...
They would probably have to trade up like in the later rounds because they don't have a first-round pick.
They don't. They would have to trade a future first-round pick, and they'd probably have to trade a player or something. But I like Jordan Love to go there. Another team is New Orleans.
Yeah.
So Drew Brees announced that he's coming back. Teddy Bridgewater's probably going to leave. Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater's going to leave. He's going to go be a starter somewhere. I think Jordan Love going to New Orleans is a possibility as well. There's a couple more teams, but I think he's going to be a steal. Now, Justin Herbert, I didn't watch one of his regular season games yet.
You only watched
I watched the Senior
games?
Bowl and the Pac-12. He got Senior Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
For the Reese's Senior Bowl. He started off great. I think he's going to be a good talent. I think he's going to go to a team, and he might even start his rookie. They might start him younger than he should, but I think he's going to be a decent NFL quarterback as well.
The Steelers would have to give up.
Yeah.
And let a quarterback sit.
And that's what I think, because Big Ben, he's going to come back, but Mason Rudolph's not the answer. Neither is the other guys. Big Ben will retire.
Yeah.
Jordan Love.
But see, I feel like Burrow could come in there and start right away. Like you said. I think Tua's going to be
definitely starting right away.
I feel like Tua could start right away.
His hip.
That's what I'm saying. His hip.
Yeah.
So he might have lucked out. You'll still go first round. Jordan Love, people are really doubting his height and weight. They say
he's 6'4".
Yeah, and I think they said he's 190.
I saw him at 220. He's a big guy. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, you're right, because it is 225, because I was talking to my boss. He's like, he's too thin. I was like, he's 225.
Yeah.
He's like, that's still small for being 6'4".
And he's a baller. I mean, look at Mahomes.
Honestly, my comparison, I compare him to Dak.
I like that, though. That's a good comparison.
Body size, because Dak's pretty big, but Dak is mobile.
Yeah.
He doesn't show it unless he has to, but when he's mobile, and the way that Jordan Love, the way he fits it in the windows, Dak could do the same. He get aired, like this dude has a great deep ball, just like Dak.
That's the thing too. I remember when Mahomes came out, I wasn't high on Mahomes. I was like, I wouldn't get this kid. I don't think he's that accurate.
Yeah.
I was 100% wrong. I was terribly wrong.
Yeah,
on that
now this
one.
dude's throwing it with his eyes closed.
And Jordan Love is kind of a similar prospect coming out. I feel like teams aren't too high on him. They're down his accuracy and stuff like that. I think he's gonna be a sleeper.
He has the accuracy. It's just his spiral is not tight.
Yeah,
that's one thing I noticed watching all his film. It's not a tight spiral.
Plus, he didn't play for a big time program. You know,
yeah.
So it's just he's gonna be a sleeper pick. I do have another couple sleeper picks. Mekhi Becton, left tackle out of LSU. That guy is huge. He's the biggest offensive lineman.
No, he's the right tackle.
Right tackle?
Yeah.
He played a little bit of left tackle too.
My boy Sadiq.
No, Louisville, I meant.
Oh, okay. I was going to say,
sorry,
hey, I know. Yeah, I was going to say, hey, I know my left tackle.
No, he's a left tackle out of Louisville. He was there when Lamar Jackson was there. He's been a starter for
he's huge.
3 years. He's huge.
Yo, that dude is huge.
So there's a couple tackles that are ranked above him. I think he's going to get picked higher than people think. There is 2 running backs that I do like. I wouldn't waste a first-round pick on them. I do think another team will take a chance on them. J.K. Dobbins out of Ohio State. He had 2,000 yards.
Oh, I'm not taking a... All right, real quick. I would I remember when Mel Kiper was talking about, I'll never waste a first-round pick. Or was it a top 10 pick, he said, either. On a running back. And I'm like, wow, this guy's tripping. But no, I really see why. Because they burn out like this.
I would never. Like but J.K. Dobbins... I do see him going to a team like Miami in the late first round, maybe early second round.
Yeah.
And then a guy nobody's really talking about. He's a big-time sleeper. Zach Moss out of Utah State.
No.
You don't like him?
No.
He was catching the ball to the backfield.
He could catch
the ball. He breaks
ball.
tackles.
No, see, damn it. That's why I left my other notebook. I don't know why I grabbed this one. But, yeah, I scouted him, watched a lot of film, watched his BYU game, and the dude, he's a power runner.
He is.
I see that I think he's more like a fullback.
He reminds me of a little bit of Josh Jacobs in a way, though.
Yeah, I actually like that comparison.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I do think a team like Tennessee Titans, they might want to pick him in the second round because Derrick Henry is going to be a free agent. They hopefully re-sign him. They might let him go because of cap space. Yeah, and that would be a good pick. And then a receiver I'm really high on out of Liberty University.
Yeah, you were telling me about this guy.
Antonio Gandy Golden. Go watch his highlight tape. It is one-handed catch after another one-handed catch. It is deep ball after deep ball. This guy is my biggest sleeper in this whole draft. He is 6'4", 220.
Yeah.
I saw him he used to be a gymnast. I watched him make acrobatic catches where he was, grabbing stuff behind his head. Quarterback is praying and throwing the ball anywhere near him. He's going up and getting it. I know he played for Liberty University. I'm going to sound crazy when I say this.
You think he's the best receiver in the draft?
I think he's not the best route runner in the draft. He's not the best yards after the catch. But if you're looking for a receiver that's a Julio Jones, a AJ Green, somebody that's going to go up and get it, somebody that you cannot guard this guy one-on-one. You cannot. Mm-hmm. I think this guy is going to be just as good as Julio Jones.
Oh, damn.
And that's saying
you
a
like
lot.
This guy. I'm going to have to go watch his film.
And I think Julio Jones is the best receiver in the NFL. Me personally, that's the guy I would want. This guy is legit. And I want to see what he does in the NFL because I know, like I said, he played for Liberty University, small school. But so did Calvin Johnson, who played for Georgia Tech. And he barely had the ball thrown to him as well.
Wow, that's crazy.
I think this guy's going to be
actually, one of my good friends, he played for Liberty. I'm going to ask him. How legit he is.
No, get the inside scoop.
See. Yeah, I might have him on the show.
So we talked about Jordan Love, but there's another quarterback that I want to talk about, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
This guy, we're big on you have to go to the right system.
Mm-hmm.
There's one team I think he can go to that he would actually ball out. He'd be a stud, and that is the Carolina Panthers. They're going to lose Cam Newton this offseason. I think if you have Jalen Hurts, who led Oklahoma in rushing, pair him with Christian McCaffrey and Matt Rule's offense, where it's a spread offense, I think Jalen Hurts is going to have a career people don't really think he's going to have. And that's the thing. He's always proven he's a winner.
Yeah.
He went to Alabama, right? He did his thing. Tua came in. He stepped in when he had to. He won. Same thing. He goes to Oklahoma after Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray, puts up numbers, and everybody's still doubting him. I think he can go to the NFL and he can actually shock a couple people if he goes to a team like the Carolina Panthers.
I mean, Joe Brady's the new offensive coordinator.
He is, yep.
I mean, they've got nice weapons. They've got, arguably one of the best running backs in the league.
Yeah.
Probably up there at number 1 with Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm forgetting his name. The receiver.
DJ Moore.
Yeah,
and it won't be hard to get another receiver.
Yards. Yeah.
And that's something I do want to talk about. Is this class is loaded with receivers. There's a lot of guys out there. Teams like Carolina, teams like Baltimore.
Yeah. Wait, when would you take Hurts? First round?
No. I'll take Hurts in the second or
Dang,
third.
You would have to trade up for him though.
I'll take him in a second or third.
Yeah.
I think there's
he'll fall to third?
I think there's gonna be a run at quarterbacks to start. I think in the top 10 we're gonna have more quarterbacks than we think. Yeah, I do think we're gonna have 4 quarterbacks go in the first round. Second round, I think we have 2. I think Eason will go second round. I do believe Jalen Hurts or Fromm will go second round as well. And then there's gonna be a big gap after that. The receivers, on the other hand, like we said earlier, there's gonna be like 25 of them picked. I wouldn't pick a receiver early in the first round, but there's a couple teams I do think that are gonna shock different people. Teams like the Giants, for example, they pick 4th overall. All the mock drafts that I looked at, they have the Giants taking a left tackle, which makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, but they've worked on their offensive line in the past.
And they have Nate
working on it for years.
Yeah, and I think they go a different direction. I do think that they take CeeDee Lamb or Jerry Jeudy with the 4th overall pick. I see
them trading back.
And
I think that's it
is a good trade
right
spot.
There to trade for.
It's a good trade spot to trade back. The reason why, though, is, Daniel Jones, give him a weapon.
Yeah.
They're gonna be giving him a weapon. Not only that, they're opening up the playbook for Saquon, because teams are going to be able to put 8 in the box.
Mm-hmm.
Especially a talent like CeeDee Lamb that can
get
open.
Yeah, but I feel like if they trade back, like they could still have either one of them will fall, whether it's CeeDee Lamb or Jerry Jeudy.
I don't think either of them falls past 15.
I wouldn't trade back past 15.
No. But yeah, I don't think they fall past 15 because, all right, so we're looking at first overall pick quarterback, Joe Burrow, second overall pick, Chase Young to the Redskins, unless they trade back. Detroit, like I said, a lot of teams having them get Jeff Okudah, the corner out of Ohio State.
Yeah.
I think they're actually going to go with Tua.
Damn, that's your heart and soul?
I really do. I think they're going to...
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. Why would you want... Like, you already have Darius Slay. Why would they have them picking a corner?
Well, that's
what I don't get. I would just keep Slay, not draft Okudah.
And Jeff Okudah, that guy's a phenomenal talent, man. He's a once-in-a-generation kind of player.
Yeah, but they already got theirs.
And the fact is that they're getting rid of Darius Slay. I don't think they're in a win-now mode. I really don't, even though they're saying
They've got to be. Matt Patricia's on his last year of his contract, and he coached a 2-win team.
We don't listen to what goes on inside their doors. I think they're going to give him another year. I think if they get Tua, they'll give him a year to...
That's what I think.
Learn under Matt Stafford, and then they're going to play him. They're going to give Matt Patricia an extra year that nobody sees coming.
Not only that, I think that, let's say they move on from Matt Stafford, now that Patricia's got an excuse like, hey, I only got 1 year with my new guy.
Exactly.
Give me more.
Yeah, and then 4th overall pick, we're looking at the Giants, which, like I said, I think they take a receiver.
I could see them trading back because Los Angeles has a 6th pick.
Yeah.
If they need a quarterback. Miami could be using a quarterback. Everyone says they are. I feel like, they got their man Rosen.
Well, this is the thing. If Detroit does not... Detroit could trade back too. That's one thing I do believe. Detroit could trade back. Now, let's say Detroit doesn't go quarterback. Then I think a team tries to trade with the Giants and pass up Miami. And it might even be Miami trading up a pick or two to make sure nobody passes them up.
That's what I'm saying. Because that New York pick, I'm gonna bet that they trade back. Because even Indianapolis, if they want to draft a quarterback, they're down at 13.
Well, and that's the thing. The 6th and 7th pick, the Chargers and Panthers, they both need a quarterback. So if you want to get a quarterback, you have to trade into the top 5. I think there's going to be a really good fast start to quarterbacks taken off the board. And then after that, there's a bunch of great defensive players that are still on there. The defensive tackle out of Auburn, he's a great player. He's going to go.
Derek Brown.
He's going to fall, and he should be a top 3 pick, but he's going to fall just because of needs. Mm-hmm. Same thing, Jeff Okudah. I think he's going to fall as well based off needs. He's a top 3 talent.
Is Chase Young guaranteed to go to the Redskins?
Yeah.
Could you see the Redskins trading back? All right, so if the Redskins trade back with Miami, they would have to see him fall past Detroit and New York.
Chase Young should be the number 1 overall pick, and it's by far. He's better than Nick and Joey Bosa.
I mean, he had a better college career.
He's a once-in-a-lifetime player. He's a guarantee. He's a guarantee.
Dang. I mean,
he's a guarantee.
I was just throwing it out there just to spark something. But my projection is that either L.A., Indy, or
I like the Raiders too. The Raiders,
L.A. Chargers to trade up. That I'm guaranteeing that the Giants trade back, because if you look at the teams that are in wide receiver need, you could see the Cardinals, but then it's either Jerry Jeudy or CeeDee Lamb. The Jags, they need help all over the place. Them boys are a mess, but they already got DJ Chalk. Cleveland, no. New York, maybe for weapons.
Cleveland will get a tackle, I think, and New York will get a receiver. For sure, 100%.
You think so?
I think 100% the Jets are going to get a receiver.
I see them going offensive line just because their offensive line is so trash. I can see them go. They need to go offense. They're at a 29. They're ranked 29th in efficiency. Yeah. And then you got the Raiders.
See, now the Raiders, they're very interesting because the Raiders have 2 first-round draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
I can see them trading.
They've definitely got the most to trade up for.
And them in Miami, but I think they can trade a first-round draft pick this year and next year, and they can go get a quarterback too. I think they're going to be looking for a quarterback as well.
I think so too. That's one of our bold predictions that Derek Carr won't be there next year.
I really don't think he will.
Dang, but
then there's a couple busts too, man. Like outside of the top 10, when we fall later to the draft, like I said, Easton I don't believe in anymore.
I do. I still like Easton.
Yeah, the whole tight end class I think sucks. There's not one good tight end in this class. Mm-hmm. I watched Coca play. I watched his highlight tape, then I watched 2 games. All his good plays and stuff like that is because of schemes. There wasn't nothing special he did. He looks uncoordinated. And then another player I think is a bust is AJ Terrell. Cornerback out of Clemson. He got lit up by Joe Burrow and LSU. I believe he was number 8, but he
was trending on Twitter.
He was like, he won these awards and stuff. I think he was bad. There's a couple players.
You know who you said you liked? The guy we cannot pronounce, LaVisca
from Colorado.
Chenault.
Yeah,
Chenault?
From Colorado.
He's a
running back playing slot.
He's an athlete.
Yeah.
So honestly, I was watching his routes. And it was, the stuff I used to mess up on when I was a freshman, and Coach Rob got me right. But this guy is a junior, and no one got him right.
Well, that's the thing. You can't in the NFL. You can coach those things.
Yeah, this guy's coachable. He can get better, but you can't coach, work ethic. And when the ball was not ran to his side, or even when it was, the dude was not blocking.
I hear you.
You can't coach that. And if he's not blocking in college, you think he's going to block Jalen Ramsey coming down on his ass?
No, but he's going to. No. That's because of effort, but he'll block in the NFL because he's getting paid millions.
So man, you can't. That's one thing you can't fix is effort.
Yeah.
And the dude, obviously, some people would love the game. Honestly, I compared him to Cordell Patterson.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
Running back at receiver.
Yeah.
If you give that guy like a jet sweep, that's going to be deadly.
Yeah.
But
he breaks a lot of tackles too. I did like that he breaks a lot of tackles.
I saw. Yeah, he's definitely strong. His lower half is strong. Strong legs.
He reminded me of Caleb Thomas a little bit, to be honest with you.
No, Caleb Thomas. I would have him going. I have him going to Philly.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. It's gonna be an interesting draft. There's a couple more NFL news going on. Something like the teams are gonna actually be coming to Tom Brady this offseason, so he's actually not gonna be traveling to the teams. To me, that's big that he comes back to New England. Drew Brees is coming back. Hard Knocks, they're looking for a team to do Hard Knocks on. I don't know who'd be your favorite.
Man, I want to see. I want to see how the draft goes, but I would. Now they've already been to Cincinnati. They've been to Tampa.
I want to see Arizona with Kyler Murray.
I would like that. Oh, and get Larry Fitzgerald on there.
Yeah,
everybody would love to know what that guy's how he trains.
It'd be pretty cool. I'd like Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be
I would like to see him. Philly.
Philly would be good.
Just because that's a historical franchise.
Yeah, there's a couple teams out there that would be good. But that's
the way what's his name? Sam Darnold parties.
The Jets.
Yo, that'd be
them getting mono.
Yo, what if they got that on Hard Knocks?
Yeah, but there's a couple more things like Greg Robinson got caught with the.
I said we don't want to.
59
he's trash. We don't talk about
pounds of weed.
What an idiot! All right, let's move on.
Let's move on.
Did we cover all our football?
Yeah. Do you want to go to MLB or NBA?
Let's go to the NBA. We're gonna cover MLB today.
We're gonna try. We're gonna do our best.
I've been researching it heavy. But no, let's go to MLB. NBA.
There you go.
All right, so All-Star Weekend just passed. Kawhi Leonard was the winner of the newly named Kobe Bryant Award. I love the idea. I think
that
it's
was dope, man. That's awesome. Respect
it made
Kobe.
I don't know if the players were playing harder for Kobe or was it the new rules?
They were. It was both of them. That was awesome, though.
I liked it. It was actually one that I'm going to remember because I can't. Who won last year's dunk contest?
Don't ask me. But, dude, I watched the whole All-Star Weekend this year. It was awesome.
Yeah,
really
I liked it a lot.
Shout out to Kobe.
But yeah, the newly named Kobe Bryant MVP Award.
Yeah.
I love the idea. Made the players play harder. I don't know if it's going to be continuous or maybe they're just playing hard
No, it's
for
forever
Kobe.
now. It's forever now.
I think it was
They
great.
got to,
They were
man.
like, Kyle Lowry was taking charges.
Yeah,
The dude was getting
I saw
truck
that.
sticked like Madden 05.
Dude, I mean, think about it. It was a big honor to Kobe, man, and his daughter. It was just pretty cool what they did. Shout out to the players. They balled out. They did what they had to do. You know.
I liked it. Aaron Gordon
got robbed
again.
What they said.
Well, all right. Last one was a close one. That mascot dunk was cool like 4 years ago, but this one he got robbed.
They said the judges messed up though. That's what happened.
I don't get it.
They try to give them the same score to get a tie, so they go to overtime.
And they didn't add it up, right?
Yeah,
they said it was Dwayne Wade.
It was.
I think that's what it was because I was like, man, I'm not listening to this nonsense. But I guess you know, it's how it's rigged and stuff.
Dwayne Wade's been all over the news this week.
Anyways, how do you jump over one of the tallest humans on the planet and lose?
Dude, the other dunk where he threw it off the backboard and caught it down here.
Yeah, dude, and winded all the way up. That was dope.
That was nice.
And he lost, but
he did get raw. I think he should have won the dunk contest, but it was overall a good weekend. The game was great.
I know it was.
The fourth quarter rule was dope.
Yeah. Actually, the fourth quarter rule. Ice Cube, the founder, and I think he's the owner of the Big Three. He said, "Hey, where should I send my invoice? Because if you know how the rules work in the Big Three, they don't have a time limit. They play up to
a certain amount of points.
Yeah. 21, 22.
Yeah. Hey, we don't play 21 no more, by the way. We play 24.
That's what I heard. I don't hoop, though. But, so mid-season now, everybody's about to switch over to basketball.
Yeah,
it's about to start picking up.
Oh, so
we got the Bucks in first place, ahead by 6.5 games. The Raptors are 2, Celtics are 3, and the Heat are 4.
Dude, the Heat are a team that I think they're gonna pick it up in the second half of the year.
They have a great franchise.
They do.
They had 2 undrafted rookies participating in All-Star Weekend. Undrafted rookies, and usually in the NBA, once you get past 5, it's basically if you're lucky.
That Jimmy Butler signing last offseason was huge. But now they're putting stuff around him. I think
they are.
Everybody's talking about it's going to be the Bucks and Toronto in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think Miami could shock a couple different.
I think so too in a 7-game series.
Yeah, I do too.
I like it because they beat the brakes off the 76ers.
How many games are they back from the second seed?
They're 5 games back from you said the Raptors. Yeah, the Raptors.
Yeah. I mean, if they could get to that second seed, I definitely think they'll be in the Eastern Conference Championship. If they get to the 3rd seed, we'll see.
Yeah, I feel like the East, it's like, there's balance in the NBA now.
Yeah, yeah.
So now I feel like, hey,
it's competitive.
Yeah, and like the 4th seed Heat, they've got a chance. But back in the day, I would have just thought
everybody
LeBron.
Golden State and, yeah.
But now we look over to the West. It's a lot more.
How many games back are the Clippers behind LA?
They are back 5 because the Lakers are the 1 seed, then the Nuggets are 2.
I still think the Clippers just got Reggie Jackson. They got a good depth now, and that's one thing I want to talk about as well. I think the Clippers can come out and win the West if they play LA or if they play the Lakers in 7. I think they actually beat LeBron.
Because that LeBron, that 0 dark 30 mode he be going into in the playoffs. It's a different breed.
And I'm a LeBron fan.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? I got the jersey.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm nervous about that.
That would be a beautiful 7-game series.
It would.
I would love to watch that. But I got a sleeper team in the West. They're 9th right now.
The Blazers.
The Blazers.
They've been balling.
I've been talking to my sources. They've been hurt all year.
Damian Lillard is
a dog. He just got hurt, but it's nothing serious, but top 8 teams, they're 9th.
How many games are they back?
They're 4 games back to the Grizzlies.
Okay, so this is the thing. If they get to the 8th seed, then they're done, right? They got to play the Lakers or the Clippers, they're done. But if they can get to the 6th or 5th seed, they might upset a team in the first round, second round. I just don't. Dude, there's no team better right now than the Lakers and the Clippers. Those 2 teams are killing it in the West. In the East, it's the Bucks. Hands down, I think the Bucks come out the East. I don't think they have.
I think the Heat would give them run for their money. That's the thing. Yeah, I think they do.
Giannis is second in points right now?
Giannis is second in points with 30 a game.
Points
yeah, he's averaging 30, 13, and 5.
James Harden's at 35?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Giannis is gonna get MVP too.
I think he will because that's how they vote. They vote off of, in my opinion, spectacular plays and straight stats.
Yeah, yeah.
But the way you look at it, all right. Remember the bet that you bet with the Pacers and the Bucks that was not supposed to lose, and I hate to bring it up.
Oh yeah.
I hate to bring it up, but it was.
I put 250 or I put 500 actually. Pacers had lost like 7 straight.
The Bucks were they won how many games? They were undefeated without Giannis.
Yeah, but he had a baby and sat out.
Yeah, but still without Giannis, they were undefeated.
After I placed a bet, I was like, "This is a trap game." I knew 500.
But that's what I'm saying. When you think of most valuable, people think, "Oh, who's leading the league in stats?" I think who's most valuable to the team. Because when you take LeBron off the Lakers, the Lakers were outscored by their opponents by 3 points every 100 possessions.
Yeah, wow.
But with LeBron on the court, they outscore their opponents by 10 every 100 possessions.
You're actually
right. They are
right.
dominant with LeBron. Without LeBron, average. They're
Bucks
middle of the pack team. The Bucks are dominant with or without.
That's interesting you bring that up. I mean, LeBron is leading the league in assists, right?
That's what I'm saying.
And
LeBron is 25, 8, and 10.
And the guy's 35 years old, still playing like this. And that's the thing. He's not putting up the points. He's 12th in points.
Mm-hmm.
He's not putting up the points like James Harden, but he's also not taking 100 shots a game.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I know last year's a completely different Laker team, but you've seen the LeBron effect.
Yeah.
You've seen what happens when he is not on the court, or when he leaves a team, let alone when he's not on the court.
Yeah.
When he was out all last year with the Lakers,
he is the MVP.
Boys, he should be the MVP, I think, in my opinion, every year. But it wouldn't be fair.
Yeah.
Because in my eyes, he's the most valuable player in basketball.
He is, but you know how they got to do it. But I do want to talk about Rookie of the Year because Zion came back. He missed like half the season, so I don't think he's going to win it. I think it'll be Ja Morant.
Yeah, Ja Morant is no question.
He's
far out in front.
A baller.
Yeah.
He's a baller,
the Grizzlies, they got something.
He's like Luka from last year.
Yeah. He's taken off, but that's how the NBA is different. It's a friendly league. It's non-contact, so there's not really that much aggression. It's just a bunch of friends out there dribbling the ball up and down the court.
Yeah.
Just talking about how many millions they make. It's not like there's no beef.
I hear you.
Like,
I hear you. For the most part.
Even like Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook.
Squash it.
It was like beef for a couple games.
And then they squash it.
Yeah, but it's not like, oh, this guy's got to go out there and hit him. It's like, like hard fouls, maybe. But, Ja Morant could wind up in the offseason working out with Devin Booker, become BFFs, and then next thing you know, the Suns are a powerhouse.
I mean, I don't know if I even agree with you, to be honest. Ja Morant was talking shit about Iguodala. He said he respects him, but he was like, at the same time.
Yeah, but, Iguodala, he's just an old dude that, he just was demanding that respect. Like, hey, look at this. This is how long I've been in the league. I've got a finals MVP.
Well, that's the thing. He was trying to play for a playoff winning team.
Yeah.
And he didn't feel like he felt like they were in like rebuild mode. So he said, screw y'all. But at the same time.
I mean, Ja Morant, I feel like he did the right thing. He said, bounce.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He did. Mm-hmm. He's the future of that franchise for sure. Cavs, their coach is gone.
Yeah, let's talk about the worst team in basketball.
Bro, that's trash. Coach sucks. They're done. And that's the thing. They lost LeBron, and look at what happened.
Yeah, they've been trying to rebuild forever now.
And
it feels like forever.
And one thing I do want to talk about is the Clippers as well. So they just got Reggie Jackson. They got Marcus Morris before the trade deadline.
They've got a good bench. I feel like their bench would dog the hell out of the Cavs and the Warriors.
The thing that pisses me off is if LeBron went out there and he got a bench like that, everybody would be saying, "Oh, look at his team, look at his squad," and nobody's bringing it up about Kawhi. Kawhi's a great player. Don't get me wrong. I think he could potentially be the MVP of the league. He's not putting up the stats, but as a player, he really is. But nobody's talking about the fact that he also is on one of the best rosters in the league.
Mm-hmm.
He has a lot of talent around him. Kawhi could miss a couple games and do his load management thing, and the Clippers are still going to ball out.
Yeah.
They have talent all around that.
That's a solid team, and they've got a Hall of Fame coach in Doc Rivers.
I swear.
Okay, but one team that I think is in a great position for the future, horrible this year. They need to just tank. Golden State. Curry
and Klay Thompson coming back.
They're coming back. They're coming back.
They'll have a lottery pick.
Yes. Not only that, they've got the Nets pick and they've got the Timberwolves pick.
And they got Andrew Wiggins now.
They've got this year. They've got the Nets first round pick. They've got their first round pick. So if they wind up being the worst team, they're gonna have the highest pick for the lottery. And then next 2021, they've got the Timberwolves pick and they've got their own pick, first-round picks.
That's interesting. And they got Andrew Wiggins.
And they got
Now,
Andrew Wiggins.
too,
That's who they
yeah.
got. They are straight for the future.
Draymond Green too. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody's gonna forget about the Warriors because now they're
the worst
7
team in the league right
They're
now.
horrible. Yeah.
They're trash.
Because that's what happened. They've got nobody.
Yeah.
Their whole
team's
team's hurt. And they got Draymond Green hasn't even been playing.
Draymond Green joked around today. He said, I think y'all should trade me to a playoff team. He's never missed the playoffs in his whole career.
Oh man,
He's like 8 for 8.
That's and it happens, but
Yeah.
they're in a quick rebuild year. And I saw they said that Steph Curry should be expected to return.
He's gonna be good.
May.
Well, I saw him hitting half court shots, 3-point.
No, March. They said he's supposed to come back in March, but in my eyes, hell no.
Don't bring him back.
No, because one, now you're affecting your draft lottery pick.
And
two,
just let him recover.
It's like now you're risking him getting seriously injured. I mean, I know he's not driving to
He's healthy. He was hitting threes the other day. He's healthy.
I'm sure he could go out there and if their team was like, I feel like he'd be playing if their team was like, it was a competitive season.
If they were in the race for the 8th seed, he might even come back and play. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the year.
It's not worth it. I think that they're actually in a great position because honestly, would you really be upset if you're a fan of them? Your team just
won like
dominating the whole, for like 5 years. You could, sit back for a year and just watch, lurk in the shadows.
Yeah, I feel you.
But yeah,
shit, that's the NBA.
Hey, look at that. We did some basketball. That was
a little bit of basketball.
Hey, that was dope. I know you like that.
Yeah.
All right, so the MLB is honestly it's a mess right now.
Listen, I don't know shit about the MLB.
It's a mess. I'm over here teaching Kevin. A big debate I've seen and hearing a lot lately is should Pete Rose be reinstated? He is the hit king in the MLB. Pete Rose is banned from baseball.
Wait, you got to fill me in because I don't know.
So
shit about
Pete Rose, he's one of the greatest hitters of all time, but he's not in the Hall of Fame because he is banned from baseball.
But he was gambling, right?
He was gambling on his team as a manager. He never gambled against his team. He gambled on his team. So let's say like you're betting that the Yellow Jackets are going to beat Grandview.
Yeah.
Poor bet. But that's what he was doing. Yeah. And he's banned.
So he was trying to win the games. He wasn't throwing games.
No, he was trying. I mean, he was just betting on his team that he was winning. It was basically he's putting his money where his mouth is.
Yeah.
And the MLB bans him.
Well, that's not bad then.
And now you got the Astros who have pissed off the whole MLB. So every time, like they would sign stealing.
Yeah.
And when it was a pitch that they, like a slow pitch,
bang on trash
bang
cans,
the trash can. And they all started denying it.
Well, they had buzzers too, right?
Yes, they were allegedly they were using the buzzers. So Jose Altuve and the other players were wearing buzzers, so it would vibrate when they'd see the pitch that they'd like.
Yeah.
This man Jose Altuve hits a walk-off home run to send his team to the World Series off what?
He was like, "Don't take my shirt off."
Yes, you saw that. He's like,
off.
"Hey, don't rip my shirt off." Are you kidding me? Any other MLB player is going nuts, and they're gonna strip down to their girdle.
Yeah,
bro. And then did you hear the excuse? What his teammate came to his defense?
Bad tattoo, right?
Bro, he had a bad tattoo, and now it's just digging holes. Like it's just digging them in a deeper hole. Them boys are screwed.
I don't know shit about baseball. I'm not gonna lie. I probably know less about baseball than fucking 99% of the world out there. But what I do, I've been following the Astros thing a little bit. Imagine, just for you guys that are like me and don't know shit about baseball, imagine the NFL, you're playing in the Super Bowl, and you know every single play the other offense is gonna run.
That's what I'm saying.
What the hell?
And their only punishment was, I think they took their draft picks.
But are the punishments done, or are they gonna come down?
That's
harder?
it. That's all they said. And the commissioner, he's in hot water.
He said it's a piece of metal. The trophy.
He described the trophy, named the commissioner's trophy, called it. I mean, I just didn't feel. He said, I don't know the exact quote, but basically said, I just don't see the point of just stripping them from a piece of metal.
He tried to come back and save himself, but it's too late.
No, it's over with. And now he's lost respect from fans. The MLB was,
and the players, the coaches, the gentlemen, the owners, everybody.
He honestly, he got to resign.
Well, think about this. Think about all the people that lost money on the World Series that year on gambling. I would sue the MLB.
Oh, but people like pitchers and teams that were getting just dogged by the Astros or losing their jobs.
Yeah,
because they were cheating. Jose Altuve won the MVP award in 2017.
Okay, so all right, like I said, I don't have to know shit about sports or shit about baseball to know that. In my opinion, they should strip him of the title, strip him of the MVP. They should suspend everybody that was on the team.
Yeah,
they should probably ban him for a year. To be honest with you, probably maybe even 2 years.
I wouldn't.
You got to come down hard as hell.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd ban them from playing, but I would take a postseason ban for sure.
I would. I think I would postseason ban the team. So whoever's on the team now, it sucks for you. But everybody that was on that roster, I would ban them for 2 full fucking seasons, bro. You got to come down. You're cheating in professional sports.
Yeah.
Imagine teams that won the Super Bowl. How high are you on their NBA MVP? Same shit over there. Imagine that.
Like that's what I'm saying. I think it's horrible because it's livelihoods.
Yeah.
Like think about some like
people lost jobs.
People
money,
lost jobs. Contracts. Coaches were fired.
Yeah.
You know, awards were won that shouldn't have been. And it's all good. Yeah. It's just a piece of metal. It's crazy. And it's not like they weren't doing it.
Well, the commissioner I think they should make the commissioner resign too.
That's just
because of the way he came down on the Astros. If he would have came down harder, then of course it's not him.
Not only that, but just how he described it. It just seems like he was on their side. It seems like he had like he was helping, but I mean I don't think he was, but it just makes it seem like it. And it's sad, and the MLB and the state that it's in, like how they're trying to get more people, because back in the day, MLB was the NFL.
Yeah.
And now it's taken a back seat to basketball and football.
Well, I saw a lot of the players out there talking about like, hey, you got to ban them. What's his name? Jose Altuve.
Yeah.
Like strip him and all this, and all the players are speaking up.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're gonna sit there and listen. But if they don't listen, then you're disrespecting
the players.
Your professional athletes, the ones that didn't cheat.
It's pretty sad. It's disgusting, really. Yeah, I think it's as bad as SMU in the 80s, the college.
What they do?
They were paying players to come to their school, and they got the death penalty. They're the only school in college football history.
Well, that's the thing. The NCAA comes down hard as hell. You're professional sport. Think about this. If I'm even people that are gambling, like people gamble like millions of dollars on these games.
Yeah.
And they lost because of, you're cheating. Of course I'd be pissed.
And it's like Aroldis Chapman. He's one of the best closing pitchers in baseball. He gave up the home run to Jose Altuve, and people were just like, he can't get it done. Well, we see why. They were cheating. My Rays were knocked out of the playoffs by them.
Yeah, that sucks.
But you know what? They were, they weren't getting blown out because we got that elite pitching staff.
Who would have won? Who would have won the fucking World Series? Like, do you think they would have won stuff if they didn't cheat?
Oh, it's bad because there's like a team like the Dodgers. They lost like 3 World Series in like 4 years. One was to the Astros.
I wonder how long they were cheating for. Do you think it was?
It was from 2017 to. We really don't know, but it was 2017 to last season. That's what
it's just insane, man. Pro sports.
And basically their apology was bullshit. Like they came up and was like,
own up to it.
It's done. Like they basically were like, hey, it's done. So sorry, but we
gotta own up to it.
Yeah, and that's crazy.
We did what we did. We apologize, but nah, you're acting like you gotta be a man at some point,
I mean, I'm still gonna watch the MLB. Because I'm just a fan of it. I'm going to be a season ticket member for my Rays this year, actually. It'll be my first time. I'm excited. Spring training started. First game's tomorrow. So, hey, we're going to have to start watching baseball and cover more.
No, we really will.
But at least we got a hot topic to talk about. The cheating Astros. the Asterisks is what they're calling them.
That's crazy. That's the first baseball team I know.
Cheaters. But that's all right because we're going to get you right. But spring training starts tomorrow. NFL offseason is about to, it's already started, but it's about to heat up. The NBA is about to make it's crunch time, really.
Starting tomorrow, yeah, second half of the year.
So, we got a lot more sports to cover. Big things are coming. We're trying to get a website.
Yeah, so we're going to do a website. We're going to start doing merchandise. We're going to do an intro. We're going to do a theme song.
Instead of, talking about our whole mock draft for an hour, we're just going to post it.
Yeah. Me and Coca we've been slacking, to be honest with y'all.
It's rough. I'm working 2 jobs in school, but you know what?
But we're new to all this, too. We're just trying to figure it all out, so we're still practicing. So thanks for sticking with us. We love the feedback on Twitter. Love to debate. Love the comments on Instagram. Shout out to it. Wait, hold on. Before we log off, I gotta go shout out some of your boys that be tweeting at me real quick. Cause y'all boys, y'all keep it real, man. So I'm gonna shout you out real quick.
I love it. Shout out to Joey, always tweeting. Tim from Walter Fuller, Brian, my supervisor at Shore Acres.
Yeah, shout out Jacob Vasquez. What's your boy's name? Tommy Fisher? Joshua Fisher.
Shout out to Fish.
So shout out to you, man, because you keep tweeting and you keep it real. Shout out to the Jazzology. So Jazz, man, shout out to you. Y'all boys keep doing your thing. I appreciate the support. We're gonna get right for y'all boys.
Hey, so like I say at the end of every podcast, hey, we're gonna make episodes till we get tired.
We better take off with this website. I swear, we are.
But yeah, big things coming. You know, we're just getting started.
All right, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in as always, and we'll be back in 2 weeks with an episode. Good night.
Deuces.